Can I say this? This is the 7th year I get to say this, but congratulations, Success First Summer Bridge 2016. Seventh year, wow. So I wanted to say, my name is Patty Avila Porter. I'm the Program Director for Access Outreach Recruitment here at TMCC, and I want to welcome you to the Success First Summer Bridge closing celebration. I wanted to, before we start, I want to acknowledge some very important people that have come here today to watch you graduate and complete. And so we're very fortunate they gave up valuable time to do that. So first, I'd like to acknowledge Regent Melcher and his wife, Anne Marie. I don't know if you know what regents are, but regents are they're an elected board that govern our system, Nevada System of Higher Education. So, it's a really big deal that he decided to come here, him and his wife. So, thank you. As well, is there Under Sheriff Susan Schilling here by any chance? Maybe she's on her way. Suzanne Pennington, are you here yet? On her way. So we did move the location. I hope they didn't get stuck in the center, student center. I know Sean French is here, so let's give him a round of applause. Can you stand up? I'm sorry, I'm going to make you stand up. He is with Wells Fargo and also on our foundation. Nancy Hamilton from Wells Fargo, can you stand up? It's good to see Nancy. We partnered with her a long time. She teaches a vicious budget workshop, so scared me, let me tell you. And it scared me straight. Emerlinda Castillo, can we give her from Wells Fargo? Kelly Goodman from Wells Fargo. The Wells Fargo loves you guys, big time. Give them a round of applause. Come on, guys. Then also we want to acknowledge, and this was our very privilege to have as our keynote speaker, our president, Dr. Karen Hilgersom. She's our new president. Well, not new anymore. You've been here a month, right? Okay, so. And then also we have our Vice President of Student Services, Stella Gutierrez. And I'm trying to see if I have any other VPs in the room. Deans, is Dr. Jill Channing here? I know she was going to come by, I think. And you know what I'll do is there's a lot of other TMCC faculty and staff that are here. They weren't necessarily here every day. Well, they're here every day. What are you kidding? But I mean, they helped put this program together. So if you are a TMCC faculty and staff member, please stand up and be acknowledged, please. Including the Summer Bridge staff. Thank you for coming. And then I have to now give, and I really appreciate, you guys should know that even though you've seen us, and I'll introduce the staff again, you've seen us around. It takes everybody from academic affairs, for curriculum, the classes, to facilities, maintenance, room, to cashiers, to every financial aid, to everybody to make this happen. And there are people you don't see that are not here that were very responsible for you being here, and other donors too that we haven't mentioned. But so you need to know this program is funded by the college, but also by a very generous donation by a lot of people who believe in you, because you're worth it, okay? So I do want to acknowledge, of course, now we got to give a shout out to, I want Jen Zarko and Aaron Frock to stand up. Jen Zarko is a college recruitment coordinator, and she oversees Success First program. And then Aaron Frock is the Success First faculty, we call her, this is her big name, Success First faculty coordinator counselor. She is a full-time counselor here. And guess what? She's going to be your success coach for the whole year. So give her a round of applause. That means, remember, we know who you are. Okay? So thank you, guys. And then I do want to acknowledge one person who's not here, Dr. Julie Ellsworth, who is the NIH National Institutes of Health at Embry principal investigator, who is a big funder and also brought the STEM infusion into this program. And so Julie's not here, but I believe Dr. Megan Gray, let's give her a round of applause. Megan was the STEM coordinator and also came into your classrooms with turtles and talked to you about the opportunities in science, technology, and engineering and math. So hopefully some of you are drinking the Kool-Aid and going, hey, maybe I should be in the science, technology, engineering, math fields. And so we want to acknowledge her. Is there anybody from Embry? Anyone else here from Embry at all? I don't think so, but we do want to thank them. And then I want to thank Miguel Martinez, where is he? Miguel, and stand up, and Nayezdi Badio from my department, and also the peer recruiters, stand up, all of you, come on, stand up. So obviously you guys know the peers, right? They've been eating lunch with you, they've been working with you, and they'll be your mentors during this year too, working with you as well. You know that even though you're meeting with Erin and she's over in counseling, your home is always at 315 up in our area, okay, as well. And I should acknowledge my other staff. I got Madi Jimenez Ortiz back there, and also she's awesome. And then I'm trying to think of anyone else that hopefully I didn't leave out or has stepped in. I think the last thing, I want to acknowledge the Summerbridge faculty. So those of you who are Summerbridge faculty, stand up, and we've got Brad Thompson, you in the back. You guys are trying to hide back there, you math instructors. Come on, give it up for math and reading, Molly, for our EPY instructors, all of them. Okay, so this is it, people. So before we get into this is remember, I'm going to bring you back. When we did the kickoff, remember the kickoff, some of you? Remember you came here in the same room. It's like deja vu, okay? Same room. And what did I say to you? What did I say? We're family. Remember when we signed that contract? Remember that contract you signed? The contract that said for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, and until you get your associate's degree, okay, and our certificate, we are married. Okay? And there's no divorce in this family, remember that. So we are familia, we are family. And family look out for each other. Family supports one another. Okay? So I'm bringing you back to that moment. Remember, I also talked about a couple other things. So listen to me, guys, listen to me. I also talked to you about grit and motivation. Remember I told you that my concern in previous years with students is not kind of just sitting there passively and not advocating for themselves, not asking the teacher for help or asking questions. And I said that I needed you guys to learn about grit. You had people come into your classroom and talk to you about grit and motivation. Some of you took that grit survey, remember? Remember? Okay, so hopefully you learned something about yourself, that you're worth it, that you can do this, and that you are now gritty people. Do you feel gritty? Okay, you better feel gritty, because guess what you did? For 6 weeks, you took a 6-credit class. You went from 9 o'clock in the morning to about 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, Monday through Thursday, or 4, sorry. They're like, 4, say it right. And Monday through Thursday, some of you I heard actually went on Saturdays and did a math tutoring as well. Some of you lived, breathed, and ate this program. Literally, you ate through this program. And so I want you to know that if you can do that, you can do anything. You can go through fall semester and take 15 credits, and you can handle it. And you can take spring, and you're going to get out of here in 2 years. And you're going to blow people away. People don't make it in 2 years usually, to be honest with you. It's just more like 3. And so this program has demonstrated. I want to tell you that we just got data from our 2013 cohort, and 87% of the students that started in Success First actually have graduated. And I want you to know, we compare that to the college population, and that's 32%. And that's actually pretty good for the college too, 32%. That's nothing. But you have the capacity to be successful. You have the capacity to not just succeed, but learn from your mistakes. Remember I told you, it's not just the doing well, but it's when you fall, picking yourself back up, learning from it, and getting back up. That's grit, okay? Getting back up. And I think a lot of you say that happened in the 6 weeks? Some of you had some issues. We know it. We're not going to bring it out and talk about it now. But had some issues, and we had to talk about it, but you're still here. So give yourself a round of applause for being here. So before I turn this over to our awesome person who's going to introduce the keynote speaker, I do want to acknowledge we did have some people come in the room. So Suzanne Pennington, give her a hand of applause. Can you stand up, please? Suzanne has been with us for a couple years now with Success First. 4 years. And she's back again. So we're happy to have her again. And so afterwards, you need to thank these people, because they believe in you so much. They came to watch you. They invested in you. So that said, success for Summer Bridge. Are you ready? Oh, did she just come in? Okay. Also, well, almost. I do have to acknowledge the Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Barbara Buchanan. And I think Jill and our Dean of Arts. Can you stand up, please, Jill Channing? Okay. Here we go. I would like to introduce the Vice President of Student Services, Estela Gutierrez, and she's going to introduce our keynote speaker. Give her a round of applause. Stay here.
So Patty mentioned that we're familia, right? We're family. So would you agree that Patty's mama, Patricia, for success first? Would you agree? Let's acknowledge her. Can we all stand up, acknowledge Patricia? Yay, Patty. All right, so I've pretty much driven Patty crazy because we've done this for now 7 years. And we began with this concept, and basically here we are 7 years after. And I have to tell you, it's just great to see a lot of the success for students when they come back as, engineers or whatever they went into. So I'll be here, I think, I hope, in the next 3 years after you graduated and 2 years after that. So congratulations, Success First 2016. So what am I supposed to do with this?
Well,
oh, okay. So this is what you're going to wear for graduation. Now, look how great this is. Is this cool or what? Do you guys like this? You do get this one when you graduate. So that's in 2 years, right? Who's going to graduate? All of us. All of us are going to graduate. So it's my pleasure to actually introduce our new president, who has been really amazing in the last month and a half. And so she already knows all about you, believe it or not, and how wonderful you all are. And so she doesn't know you by name, but I bet you that she'll learn your guys' name. Without further ado, that is a challenge, huh? And she has enough energy. Dr. Karen Hilgerson, please welcome her.
Can everyone hear me? I project well. I used to do theater when I was a kid.
Woo!
And I would, yay! So first of all, I just want to say how honored I am to be with you today and to share in your success. Congratulations to all of you, the Summer Bridge graduates. It's so great that you've made it. And I hope you're proud of your accomplishment, because I know that the people who helped get you here, they're really proud of you too. So, I'm assuming that some of you did have a few challenges this summer, but here you are, right? And you're finishing one short journey because you're about to start the next journey. Is everybody enrolled in classes?
Yeah.
Oh, good, that's good. And there's something really cool about that. I also understand that you're first-generation college students. I was too. My mom and dad came to this country, and my father was very proud of this, with $3 in his pocket. And that was it. And by the way, at one point I did the math. That was equivalent to about $30 today in 1955. Can you imagine? And and they got here not on a plane. They took a boat, and it was tough. But my dad did have a good technical education, and so he did have a job fixing everything that broke down for Bank of America. Got a lot of bankers in the family. I was raised in a banker family. My mom was a bank teller, and my dad was a bank technician for their entire lives. So. Anyway, but I got to tell you, they never went to college, really, and so not in America for sure. And they always said that their 3 girls are going to go to college, but they had no idea how to pay for it. Honestly, had no clue. So I really came to a college just sort of paying as I went with my waitress tips. And I understand that many of you work too. Luckily, I went to college in California, and I could actually pay for my college with my waitress tips, which actually has changed quite a lot, right? That was many years ago. So, I want to tell you though, that my college degrees mean everything to me, and I'm so glad that I worked my jobs, that I went to school, that I found a way to get to college, that I not only have one degree, I have 2 degrees, and then I have 3 degrees, so I've got a lot of degrees. And I need you to get your first degree, and then I want you to get a second degree, and then I hope that some of you get a 3rd degree, right? I really do. Like, you can do it. There's wonderful financial reasons for doing it. Forbes magazine in 2014 discovered that those who have a college degree will earn about $830,000 more over a 30-year time period than those without. That's a big difference. The annual difference is about $28,650 a year. So there's a financial reason for earning that degree. But more importantly, there's a compelling personal reason for earning that degree. If you own a home, if you own a car, if you have nice clothes, all of those material things, they can be taken away from you. And in 2008, a lot of people in this country lost their homes, they lost their cars, right? It was a really rough year for America, a rough few years. The thing that will never be taken away from you is a college degree that is honestly earned, because it really shapes who you are professionally and personally. So, finances aside, hang in there and do it for you. Do it for you. It's important. Keep going. So this would not be a true keynote unless I offered a few pearls of wisdom. So I've got 6 Karn's pearls of wisdom to offer you before I am done having my moment in the sun with you today. So number 1, stay the course and show up. Show up. Attendance is half the battle. Get to class. Try to get to class on time if you can. Right? So that's real simple. You gotta show up. It's important. And by the way, a caveat to that, don't ever say to a faculty member, should you miss a class, don't ever say, oh, did I miss anything important yesterday? Oh, and sometimes I used to say to my students, I was a teacher for 16 years at a community college full time. Sometimes they'd say, oh, no, you never do anything important in my class. Okay, so show up. It's just a basic thing. Even when faculty don't take attendance, even if faculty say they don't care about attendance, they do care about attendance. They want you to show up. And if you can, pop in on their office, visit with them once a week. You probably learned that in your program. Number 2, this one's more important. Be true to yourself and reflect about who you are, if you can, and who you are becoming. And that's kind of hard to do. That's like a fish swimming in a river figuring out that he's swimming in a river. It's difficult, right? Try to do what you love academically and work hard. Part of what makes you a successful college student is getting through the courses that you don't like because we force you to, but then figuring out the courses that you do love, because those are the courses that will help you choose your eventual career. They really will. And that could be all kinds of courses. I mean, I know guys who love welding. They love it, right? So get a degree in welding. You've got those. And welders make great money, by the way. And then there are people who just fall in love with literature. And I've seen students who never dreamed that they would one day earn a doctorate in fine arts or English and find themselves as professors of literature because they followed their heart and did what they were passionate about. Take some time, if you can, to explore some of those options, some of those disciplines. Here's a fun quote from Alicia Keys that I thought was fitting here. I always want to stay focused on who I am, even as I'm discovering who I am. I love that. Remember to treat your peers, faculty, staff too, but I'm really making this point about your peers, other students that you go to school with. Treat them with respect. Work hard to get along with your peers. You can develop very important professional and personal relationships while you're in college. Simply put, be collegial. Be nice to your friends in college. Work through conflicts in productive ways. I'm going to tell you what not to do. So I grew up in Modesto, California. Anyone here from Modesto? Scorching hot. Stella. Yeah, we discovered we both grew up in the same town. In the summer, it could be 114 degrees. I mean, it was so hot. And one summer when I was about 11 years old, I got the reading bug. I fell in love with Trixie Belden books. And for those who are my age, Trixie Belden books were like mystery books. So they were Nancy Drew or kind of just, I don't know what the equivalent would be today. But I literally, it was so hot outside, I decided I just read. I would read 2 Trixie Belden books a day. That was my goal, which is a lot, by the way. However, we were supposed to get the house clean every day before my mom got home from work. So right around 3 o'clock, my older sister Monica, who's about 4 years older than me, and a lot larger, she'd be getting ticked off. Like Karin hasn't done her chores yet. She's been sitting in that damn chair reading all day. And she'd start pleading and whining and begging, and what would I do? What would you do in that situation? You just keep reading. You'd ignore your sister, right? She's not mad enough yet. Right? And then she'd really get frustrated. And then I could tell, uh-oh, in about 1 minute I'm in big trouble. And so we had this little ritual where right about the time she was going to physically attack me, I would jump out of my chair and I'd run to the kitchen, and we had this kitchen island thing in the middle, and I'd run around it. And so she'd chase me around that for a few things, right? And then oh gosh, she's getting to game. Then I'd run to the bathroom and I'd lock the door. And then she'd get the bobby pin. And I'd see the door and I'd turn and I'd be breaking out into just thinking, oh man, I'm in trouble now. But then I'd position myself at the right angle, so right as she opened the door, I'd race to my parents' master bedroom, and I locked that door. And then she'd get the bobby pin. So I'm in big trouble. And then I'd go to their little tiny bathroom. They had like a little half bath thing. I'd lock the door, but I knew I was in big trouble because this was the easy lock. This was the one that was easy to pick. Then I'd see the knob turn. But by now we're laughing. Now she's cracking up and I'm cracking up. Now it really is sort of funny. It's a game. But what do you think I did next? I'm about 11. She's 4 years older. She's kind of big.
Did you jump out the window?
No. Yes. I probably should have jumped out the window, but my dad would have murdered me if I would have done anything to the window. But I would get on my parents' bed and I'd get on my back and I'd kick. I'd get my legs and I would just kick so that she couldn't get to me, right? And seriously, now you gotta imagine, this is not a productive conflict. We just say this is productive conflict? I don't think so. Finally, right as she was about to grab my throat, I'd give up and I'd say, okay, I'll do my chores. And then of course she'd race 10 minutes before mom gets home, hiding things under beds to try to get things done. And then when my mom came home, we both tried a tattletale. Monica was gonna choke me. Karin wasn't doing her chores. And my mother would look at us and she would just smile. She'd look at us, she'd say, you know what? It takes 2 to tango. And she'd walk away. And basically she was saying, you know what? This is your deal. You deal with your own conflict. I'm not helping you guys through this at all. Right? And I have to tell you, after a couple of weeks of that little ritual, it wasn't that fun anymore. And I think we realized that we had to find more productive ways of working through our conflict. That kind of chasing game, it was just a fun, weird game of physical attacks. It really wasn't productive. And so I started to do my chores. She started to just figure out a nicer way of helping me deal with my reading compulsion for that summer, and we worked it out. Now here's a quote. This quote's kind of dark, but I really liked it, so I wanted to share it with you. It's a quote from an author that I don't know a lot about, other than he had trying times. Og Mandino. Anyone else heard of that? But I still love this. But it's a little bit dark. Beginning today, treat everyone you meet as if they were going to be dead by midnight. Extend to them, this is a good part, extend to them all the care, kindness, and understanding you can muster. And do it with no thought of any reward. Your life will never be the same again. So when I say treat your peers with respect and work with your student peers, I really mean that. It's important. It's important. Don't get into it. Try to work productively through your differences. And the same is true with your faculty too. If you do have disagreements with faculty or staff, try to work productively. Remember my story as an example of what not to do. Number 4, develop the inside and the outside will follow. Develop the inside and the outside will follow. As students and as people really, I want you to each develop what I used to tell my students. I'd say, I want you to develop confidence at your core. Confidence at your core. This is your internal strength and your internal motivation. Sounds a lot like grit, right? That confidence at the core. You gotta stay in college and you gotta complete your degrees. Up until the 4th grade, and you're not gonna believe this when I tell you, up until the 4th grade, I was very shy. Very shy. So shy that my 3rd grade teacher would give me a low mark for participation and for being too shy. And I was so embarrassed to bring that home to my mom and dad. Because it was just, it was embarrassing. I felt ashamed for that stupid mark. And it wasn't the first time. I think all my teachers had given me that stupid mark. And then I saw Brenda Jepson, one of my little student friends. She walked up to the teacher and she had gotten the same mark. And I'm sitting here watching this and she said, "Mrs. Wilcox, I'm not shy." And Mrs. Wilcox changed the mark. But I was too shy to do that. And then in the 4th grade, I met Mr. McLeod, my teacher, and my new best friend, a little girl, at the time we were little, named Lori Cardoza. And she lived a few houses down. And the two of them together really helped me become a very social person. We really did. And I finally found my voice. I found my voice. I was able to talk in class and express my thoughts. And now you can't shut me up, obviously, even though you'd like me to shut up in a few minutes. Anyway, sometimes we are truly lifted up by others. We're truly lifted up by others. St. Augustine said, "The closer I get to you, the closer I get to me." Allow others to lift you up when you need lifting. Allow that to happen. Allow others to help develop your inside so that you can develop your outside. And hopefully there will be many, many times in your lives where you can do the same for others. 5, be open and imaginative. Number 5, this one's my favorite. Respect the opinions of others even when they differ from your own. Your imagination and your respect for others will take you far. Think for yourself. Reflect on how you think. Do you reinforce your existing beliefs, or are you open to altering your beliefs when compelling evidence presents itself? That's what an open person does. The most courageous act is still to think for yourself. This is a quote, aloud. This was a quote by Coco Chanel. I'll say it one more time. She's a fun character in history. The most courageous act is still to think for yourself, aloud. As you apply the knowledge, cultivate your imagination. Einstein said, and I love this one too, "I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world." That's pretty cool too. Imagination also helps us be good listeners. If you can't empathize, if you can't imagine yourself in someone else's shoes, it's really hard to be a good listener. Finally, and this is number 6, the last one, take care of yourself. Exercise and get some sleep. Get some sleep. Realize you're not indestructible. The physical body can only take so much. There is a great little book that I loved by a guy named John Medina called Brain Rules. Now, Dr. Medina, he's a molecular biologist, so very well educated, and he currently directs, listen to this, the Brain Center for Applied Learning Research at Seattle University. And basically, in his book, Brain Rules, he really connects the fact that our brain and our body are one. What we do to our body affects our brain, and what we do to our brains affects our bodies. It's really one system. In a nutshell, your brain is really no different than your heart and your muscles, things that you say, I want to take care of. I want to be heart healthy. I also want to be brain healthy. Okay? Exercise, for example, exercise really is like an oxygen pump to the brain, right? It's like this extra burst when you're really getting good cardio. And sleep is essential. I want to give you 2 fun examples and then we'll close. In 1965, a 17-year-old boy named Randy Gardner set a new world record for sleep loss. How many days do you think he stayed awake?
14.
Just guess, but no cigar.
I guess a month.
11. He stayed straight days, no sleep at all. 11 days. That's a lot. Okay? Now, I'm assuming he didn't take anything to help him stay awake, and he was observed the whole time because he wanted to get in the Guinness Book of World Records. And he was actually studied by a by a sleep scientist named William Dement. I think I got the name right. But guess what happened? Well, what do you think happened after about the third, fourth day? No, he didn't die. He made it. He set the record. But what happened after about 3 days? What do you think? He what? He did get sick. And by the way, he did get sleepy too. But go ahead. What else happened? Yeah, in addition to being, first he was sort of irritable. Then he got nauseated, got sick. But then he had a lot of memory loss and literally showed symptoms of Alzheimer's by day 5. Yes.
Started hallucinating.
And he started hallucinating. Yes, he did. Yes.
His body started to shut down.
That happened about day, I think, 7. Then his motor control started losing. His fingers were trembling. I mean, it was really pretty awful. And he also, by the way, right around day 5, day 6, he had paranoia too. So he was really sort of a mess. Oh, and he had slurred speech by the end. By the end, he was a disaster. 11 days was the most he could do, but he did set a world record back in 1965. So that, yes, one more question, then I better go on. Pardon me? Oh, that. Okay, now this is a good question. It says, well, what happens afterward? Well, since 1965, that case really triggered a lot of some of the sleep research that you've heard about today. So there's a lot of new research on sleep. And yes, when you miss your sleep, it's pretty bad. But let me give you a better example, which I think is interesting. Sleep researchers also started to study what happens when we're sleeping. And so this is true. I'm not kidding. This is in Brain Rules. They would take mice and put little electrodes in their mice heads, and they'd make the mice run a maze during the day, and the electrodes would record the pattern based on how that cat did mouse did the maze. So the pattern correlated with the particular maze in the day. Okay. Then they kept the electrodes on while the mice were sleeping. And guess what was happening? They would see that same pattern while the mice was sleeping, as if it was dreaming about the maze. Isn't that interesting? And then the mouse would wake up and do the maze. Now here's what's more interesting. Then some of the researchers with some of the mice, they'd wake them up intermittently, right? To disrupt what researchers now say is the way human beings problem solve in their sleep. Because the mice that got intermittently waking up and couldn't dream about the maze, couldn't do the maze the next day. They had memory loss, they couldn't remember it. So we need sleep for 2 reasons, right? Number 1, sleep loss is mind loss. Sleep loss is mind loss. But number 2, sleep also helps us resolve some problems while we're sleeping.
Like have difficult following.
All kinds of things. Could be.
And when I sleep, the next day, I think on top of
Right. Bingo, that's exactly how it works. So don't underestimate the power of sleep through your college careers. Even though I know it's hard to juggle all that. Try to. It's important. In conclusion, achievement is a beautiful thing. I'm so glad to share this afternoon with you, along with the many fantastic people. Thank you for being here and for supporting this program. We really, really do appreciate it. We care about your success, and in the near future, the Reno-Sparks region and the state of Nevada are depending on each and every one of us to contribute to healthy, happy, and prosperous communities. And well-educated people, we can make that happen. Thank you.
Thank you, President Hilgerson. Okay, now I'd like to ask Molly Maynard to come up. She was one of our reading instructors this summer.
I didn't even have to lower the mic too much. So, hi, I'm so excited to be here. I've been teaching in Summer Bridge. This is my 5th year teaching for Summer Bridge. This summer, I got married 2 days before summer school started. So it's like, I love this program so much, I spent my honeymoon with you. So I don't know if that ties in with what Patty's saying, like one big familia, right? With my years of teaching, one of the things that I think is one of the strongest characteristics of college students is being inquisitive, having that eagerness for knowledge, having intellectual curiosity. And so I nominated as student speaker for you today somebody that I see as being so inquisitive. Caesar, during group discussions in our Read 135 class, my class knows sometimes you get a little chatty and excited. I would often hear him coming back and getting his group focused with insightful comments, with relative comments. During whole class discussions, he often had some of the most just insightful and thoughtful questions and comments about the material. And when he was working on his own projects, he often stopped to kind of ask me, how can I do this better? How can I improve my work? So for being such a dedicated and motivated student on his journey through college and being such an inquisitive student, I'm really proud to introduce Caesar Rodriguez.
How you guys doing today? Great. All right, so most of you guys don't know me, but my name is Caesar. Summer Bridge actually helped me overlook college life and what I'll be facing later on in the future. Hopefully that's helped you guys, and then hopefully. The question that we always ask ourselves is what and how we got to this point. We all had different journeys and many obstacles we had to overcome to better our future. I want to tell you guys a peace of mind. My journey actually began coming to the U.S. Leaving my family in Mexico was a big change in my life. I mean, I was a 5-year-old experiencing a major change. I didn't begin to realize the change until I grew up and went and see my grandparents. It's been almost 15 years since I last seen them. It was very hard, especially not seeing my 2 grandfathers pass away. My 2 grandmas remain, and I want to be able to see them before they go. It was a huge change for me since the beginning. Had to start from scratch. I had to adapt to a new lifestyle and a new language, knowing nothing about. That was probably the hardest part of coming to a new country. Growing up, I realized it was going to be more difficult to advance my education just because I wasn't born in the U.S. Later, I found the strength to overcome all of it when I got approved for DACA. Because of that, I am in the position that I am in now. Being approved for DACA has opened many doors and has given me many opportunities to attend college. Luckily, throughout my education, I've had many support of many, like my family, friends, and teachers. But I have a lot more to say, but it'll take more time than what I have. And then my future plan is to attend TMCC for 2 years and then transfer to UNR and get my degree on mechanical engineering. That's it.
Thank you, Cesar. Now I'd like to ask Andrew Sumpton to come up to the stage. He is one of our Math 96 instructors. Andrew?
I'd like to introduce to you all Diana. Diana was a student in my Math 96 class. A thoroughly enjoyable person. Just had an introduction. Diana works at Cinnabon. She's 5'4" tall. Her father makes amazing speeches, which she shared with the class. And But in addition to all this, although math might not be her most favorite subject of all of them, when it comes time to get the job done, she gets it done and does the job very well. So let's hear what she has to say. Everyone, Diane Santos.
Okay, hi guys. So you heard already, my name is Diana. Sorry if I sound a little nervous. I am. It'd be most appreciated if you guys didn't look at me. Just kidding. Okay, so I'm here to tell you guys basically how I am to where I am today. I'm first generation to attend college, like we already said, went over. And I kind of made that decision because I kind of wanted to like break the chains with my family, because ever since like great grandmother, everyone's been teen parents, and they kind of let that distract them from school, and I kind of didn't want to do that. So I kind of wanted to just like show my family that we don't have to like all do the same thing. And okay, so when I was like 15, I learned that if I wanted to do anything I wanted, like by myself, it had to be through school, because I was in a really dark place and I wasn't on good terms with my family. So I decided that I was going to be really good in school and I was going to get myself out of that situation. And so like I tried my hardest, and that's how I graduated with honors because of that. Like I look back at it and it's kind of sad that I got to that point, but you know, it kind of got me to where I am today. Summer Bridge has been kind of challenging for me. It's not impossible, but like the biggest thing was time management. It's summer, so everybody wants to go out and have fun, and I kind of figured that I don't really need sleep because I still go out and have fun, but like the point is I get my things done. Like it's a priority. If I know I'm gonna go out tonight, then I know that tomorrow I'm gonna have to wake up at 6 in the morning and do my homework. So that's that. And next semester I'm gonna work on that. I'm going to do my homework first, and then I'll have time for fun. And so I can be more focused in class, because sometimes I'm like falling asleep. But I just wanted to tell you guys that any of you guys could do it. Like if you really want it, you just need to put your priorities straight and you can do it. So if I could do it with the job, then you can too. Thank you.
Okay, so again, I'm Erin Frock, and
I am Jen Zarko.
so we're gonna move on to the next part where we're going to recognize each of you for your completion of the 2016 Summer Bridge program. Before we do that though, Jen and I just have a few thank yous we want to make. First, I'd like to recognize Dr. Maria Sheehan, who came by. For those of you who don't know, she was our president for several years and has always been a huge supporter of Summer Bridge. So thank you for coming today. That was a nice surprise for us. I would also like to thank Aideen and her tutoring group this summer. We had a great tutoring crew this summer, and when Jen and I were looking over the evaluations from the students this morning, most of the evaluations really had glowing reviews about the tutors. So thank you, Aideen. Thank you for all the tutors for being a part of Summer Bridge and helping the students be as successful as they could be.
Yep. Okay. He isn't here, but thank you to Chef Cody for feeding us all summer.
And then the other people that we really need to recognize and thank are our EPY instructors, our READ instructor, and all of our math instructors. Yes. If you guys choose to take summer school next summer, you'll understand that Summer Bridge is much more than just a regular summer school class, and the amount of time and dedication required of an instructor on the instructor side of it to be here and to be a part of it is much, much more intense than just teaching a regular summer class. So for all the work you guys put in, it was just as much work on the instructor side of it. So I really want to make sure the instructors know how much we really appreciate them taking 6 weeks of their summer to be part of our program as well. Yeah. Is there anyone else that you want to? Okay. So without further ado, I want to invite up our peer recruiters who were a huge help to us this summer, and we're going to give you guys your certificates.
Yes. I'm naming them in order so you guys can count them. Okay? Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we're here to celebrate you, and I can't even express to you guys how proud I am of you. You guys, I've known some of you since the beginning year of your senior year, and now you're college students. I'm going to miss you so, so much. So feel free to come by 315 and say hello. That area is for you guys to come and hang out, do your homework, eat a meal. We do have, we do have microwaves. We're always there to welcome you. So I'm so proud of you, and I'm going to call you up. I am sorry if I mispronounced your name. A few of you already told me how to pronounce your name, so I hope I don't mess it up, okay? So first we have Noelia Acuna Meza. Okay. Cesar Aguilera Herrera. Amanda Avalar. Jose Ayala. Carla Ayala Villanueva. Madison Berry. Jordan Bridgman. Itzel Camargo. Lilia Castellanos. Andrea Cerrillo. Chandler Christian. Manuel Contreras. Yay, Manny. Kelton Cordell. Jesse Cruz. Linda Davila. Scott Dooley. Julie Duran. Isaac Espinoza. Searsabel Estrada. Monica Flores Mandujano. Morgan Foster. Jalen Franklin. Mariana Gallardo. Christopher Garcia. Lizette Godinez Nunez. Jose Gomez. Alexander Gomez Maldonado. Mónica González. Valente Guerrero. Alejandra Gutiérrez. Franklin Hayes. Hernán Hidalgo. Carissa Horton. Alex Huerta. Cassandra Jones. Nicola Kirchhoff. Angela Klinger. Bailey Cortangian Griffith. Marina Lee. Juliana Lopez. Kenya Macias. Micaela Magaña González. Miranda Mayer. Crystal Massey. Dylan McLinn. Mark Modi. Cristian Morales. Daniel Morales. Okay. Yep, go ahead.
While we take a break here and sort through your wonderful certificates, actually, I do see somebody from Embry. Jessica, stand up. Anybody give a clap for my friend from Embry over there? Yeah, it is. She just doesn't want to. Okay.
We're good? All right. Pablo Nava Duran. Yay! Moira Nemedes. Andrew Ott. Jamie Penate Lopez. Kimberly Perez. Jason Phillips. Michaela Polstra. Leslie Posada. Celeste Price. Celine Reyes. Quentin Ricomini. I tried. Amory Rivera Magaña. I'll miss you. Okay, you will. Kelly Robles. Cesar Rodriguez. Cyrene Rosario. Arnulfo Ruiz. Cristian Saldaña. Katie Sanchez Cordova. Diana Santos Garcia. Brianna Sukup. Austin Thompson. Yvette Tovar. Beverly Trujillo. Brian Vasquez. Jonathan Vasquez. Luisa Bejar. Good job. Oh, thank you. Jacqueline Vivar Paez. Bailey Volpe. Samuel Webster. Madison Winters. Jared Young. Jesus Zamora. Congratulations, Summer Bridge 2016. We made it. So, yesterday, some of you asked me, hey, Jen, why did you take all those pictures of us this summer? And I was like, oh, you guys will see. So, we have a little surprise for you guys, okay? So, sit back, relax, and we'll get the show started for you.
Baby, this is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves. And everybody's watching her, but she's looking at you. Watching her, but she's looking at
from my home. We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel a good, good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. So just dance, dance, dance. Ooh, something magical. It's in the air, it's in my blood, it's rushing on. I don't need no reason, don't be control. I fly so high, no ceiling when I'm in my zone. 'Cause I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop, stop, stop. Under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel a good, good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. So just dance, dance, dance. So just dance.